Joe, we know you're a good Minnesota boy. So how's your hockey skills back in the day, and how are they now?
Well, back in the day, I was a basketball player, so well, but growing up here in Minnesota, you kind of know how to you have to know how to put on skates and get out there and compete. But yeah, I don't know what I got myself into. They're calling it the crazy game of hockey. It's crazy. I think I'm going to be out there with the talent that's on that ice. But it's going to a great cause. The Minnesota Wild do a great job in the community up here in Minnesota, and I'm just happy to be a part of it and have a little fun with some of my old friends, over at the Wild.
He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Well, I mean, to us, because
did you grow up messing around with hockey? I know you quarterback.
Yeah, I played basketball all the way through high school. But like I said, a handful of times I get down to the park and skate around on the outdoor rinks here in Minnesota. But as of recently, my good buddy Justin Morneau has kind of this standing game every Wednesday out at his place, and it's filled with myself and Morneau and Corey Koski and Rich Harden are the baseball guys. That everybody else is retired NHL guys. So they play down to our level, and we have a good time doing it.
Joe, Twins Hall of Fame later this summer. Do you have to make a speech? Do you have it written?
I do. I'm currently working on that. Obviously, when you get an honor like this, you have a lot of people to thank, and I definitely do. And I've been thinking a lot about it, but yeah, it's hard to do that in the 5-10 minutes that they give you. But
sure.
I'll spend the whole weekend. A lot of the old boys are coming in, and to do it face to face, I think is a better way to do it. But I'm going to try to do my best when I have to step up to the podium.
There's so many incredible moments over the course of your career. D-Row, when he talks about his career and all the players that we get on this couch, I always remember one or two. What's the one that sticks out when you look back?
Moments or
moments.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you, the 15 years went by really fast.
Did it?
Yeah.
But thankful that I had the opportunity to play here in my hometown of Minnesota. But I think everybody remembers their first game, their debut. And for me, it was that first game and that last game. The last game there in Minnesota to go out the way that it did and the way that it played out was pretty special for me and my family. And just very grateful and thankful I had the opportunity to do it.
Well, Joe, obviously the Twins Hall of Fame is still to come. So, too, the possibility of the Baseball Hall of Fame. You're going to be on the ballot for the first time coming up. Assuming you have allowed yourself to go there, what thoughts come to mind when you consider just the possibility of hearing your name being enshrined in with all the greats of the game?
Well, number one, it's humbling, to be in that conversation. I know this year, 5 years is up since I've played my last game. And I think I think you have to play at least 10 or 15 years to get on the ballot. So thankful that I'm in that conversation. I was able to go out there and experience the Hall of Fame weekend there with Tony Oliva and Jim Cott, last summer. And it's a special place and it's a special group. And, hopefully I could get that call. But you just never know. And, either way, I enjoyed my career and my opportunity to play the game of baseball and loved every minute of it.
Joe, I always feel like the great players in any sport, the game kind of goes at their pace. I always felt like you played the game. We kind of rallied to your pace, the way you went about it. And I can picture myself in the Metrodome, walking down the right field line underneath before anyone was there, and there was like a makeshift cage by a makeshift gym down there, and you were going through your craft. We had a little conversation. So I always like the teaching moments from the game's greats. What were you working on? Take the young kids. My son's 13. They're always listening. What were you trying to do at the plate on a nightly basis?
Well, I always tell kids you got to do your homework. Nowadays there's so much data and available to do your homework. But for me, it was getting that feel and trying to prepare myself as best I could to go out and play the game. And I had a routine and that routine develops over time. And I did the same thing you did. Every chance I got to talk to a great hitter or a great player, I would keep my eyes on them and watch what they did. And I had the opportunity to play in a few All-Star games, and that was kind of my favorite time to kind of just watch others and see what made them great. And a lot of the times I was finding I was doing a lot of the same things, which is comforting and kind of keeps your confidence up there. But number one, having a plan of what you want to do and putting yourself in the best position to have success. And really, at the end of the day, that's all you can do. Baseball and hitting, it's a very reactive sport. And you have to be ready for anything and prepare yourself the best you can.
So Freddie Freeman always says, I'm trying to hit a line drive over the shortstop's head every AB. What was Joe Mauer trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's staying on the ball, driving the ball over the shortstop. Absolutely. And obviously I'd study the pitcher that I was facing that day. If it was a good right-handed sinker baller, that's exactly where I want to live. That left center game. I always tried to stay inside the ball, and I always liked the ball out over the plate, but I always tried to drive the ball, not put it in the air or anything. If I hit a line drive and I hit it well enough, it could clear the wall. But just trying to keep it simple, because hitting's hard enough, as you know.
Well, Joe, congratulations on the upcoming Twins Hall of Fame induction. That'll be August 5th. And good luck this weekend for the Minnesota Wild's crazy game of hockey, July 7th and 8th. Be sure to go to Minnesota Wild, their website. They've got some information on what is a great event. Joe, we appreciate the time. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on.